and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again at yet another episode of our YouTube live stream. This time, my guest is a professional photographer. I'm not specifying a certain genre, as you could have noticed. I'm not saying professional wildlife or professional sport or professional event, because Martin Žilka is really a multi-genre photographer, professional one who is shooting just about everything. Hi, Martin, welcome.
Hi.
Am I right? Are you shooting all sorts of genres, or are there any exceptions?
So I don't shoot everything, but I shoot really a lot of different kind of multi-genre. I prefer to shoot outdoor sports, but I shoot a lot of events, sports, a lot of wild water or golf and skiing, alpine skiing. And I focus on creating some image banks for clients. I do some advantage of covering different field of view. That's why I love to have a system that helps me use different kind of lenses, perspectives, wide to super tele and so on.
Nice, perfect. We'll talk about it anyhow. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it's called Unbearable Lightness of Being. Obviously, it has been taken from Milan Kundera, the writer. But basically, this time it's unbearable lightness of working with our lightweight equipment, first of all. And secondly, it's going to be about one specific lens, about 50-200, about our basically newest lens, which we have introduced last year. And this 50-200, Martin was actually the very first person to have it in Slovakia, because Martin is from Slovakia, I'm from Czech. And since then, he has been shooting on 50-200. Almost all around the world, but basically many events, not all around the world. But you have actually visited quite a lot of places. So we will see many images, many different genres, different types of shots, all shot with 50-200. So today it's gonna be about this specific lens. So if you are considering this lens, whether you should buy it for whatever you are shooting, whatever genre you are shooting or not, then please listen to this discussion. If you don't have time to listen all of it, because it's not gonna be half an hour, it's gonna be maybe 2 hours, Martin. Am I right? Roughly around.
There is enough of photos, but most of all, it should be valuable, because the time of who attends is most precious. And I really use the lens in many different occasions, many different situations, and I test it as an owner, as a professional photographer and a traveler and multi-genre photographer. So really people can get a lot of good skills and maybe some decision issues to buy or not. It's important to make a good decision to buy or don't buy as well.
Perfect. Okay. Before we start, ladies and gentlemen, let me just remind you that there is a cashback running, which has started on 26th of February, basically last week, and it's going all the way up to 6th of April. This is the European version of the cashback. If you are from US or Australia, please go look on your dealer's website or on our website, where there are slightly different promotions, but there are always some promotions running. So check that. And within Europe, there is this cashback running from 26, as I mentioned, till 6th of April. And there are quite a couple of nice things. Obviously, there are different sorts of lenses, but obviously OM1 Mark II, our flagship, this is the one, Martin, you are shooting on. You've got actually two bodies, right? As a pro, you cannot just have one, that's for sure. OM3 body as well in the cashback, quite a couple of very interesting lenses, professional ones, even the standard ones, and obviously OM5 Mark II, whether it's body or a kit. So quite a lot of interesting things. If you are interested, just go. You can either buy it on the eShop, you can buy it at your dealer where you are used to buy your equipment, but the cashback will still be valid. So don't forget, once you buy the equipment, don't forget to register it and apply for the cashback later on. So, Martin, yes, you have got something. Tell me.
So the real advantage of this live talk at the YouTube is about the ability to put some questions and to interact. Because I really meet a lot of people that don't have such a great opportunity as me, own all the lenses I would like to have. So this is the one we're going to talk about, the small light. But I have many lenses of for OMSYSTEM or Olympus, and I really can compare all the photo lenses, and we will talk about it. But the advantage is to ask, the ability to ask, and we can talk about it.
Sure. Yeah. So I just put down the right thing. So don't really hesitate to ask anything, whether it regards just your equipment, or you want to ask Martin about some of his images, which you will see in a second. So don't hesitate to ask anything. We already see some comments actually. Always mounted on either OM1 Mark II plus battery grip or E1X. So already somebody who's got the 52-200. Congrats! I mean, it's an amazing lens. You will see. Again here, after acquiring 52-200 2.8, do you ever use the 4150 2.8? This is actually very nice question, because we have just talked about this like 5 minutes before we started this presentation with Martin. So Martin, do you still have the 4150 2.8?
No,
you don't. Actually, personally, I'd like to keep both, because 4150 is so small, but not for events, obviously, which we'll talk about in a second, but for like my personal shooting when I go out, and want to do some close-ups and stuff like that. Tell me, Martin, tell me.
I really got some extraordinary lens that is slightly comparable. It's 75 1.8. It's very different. It's very lightweight. It's very bright, and that one I'm gonna keep all the time as well.
Sure, absolutely. And one more thing before I let you start your presentation. Sorry for that. And that is, I want you, ladies and gentlemen, to see Martin's, or to know what Martin's Instagram is, because obviously, if you want to follow him somehow, just click the follow button, obviously, and you will see up-to-date images. So basically, obviously, there are many images, as you can see already. We'll see quite a couple of them in the presentation, so Martin will comment on them. But basically, it's all, as you can see, it's very multispectral, all genres, all sorts of genres which Martin is shooting. Martin, okie dokie. So let me just switch to your presentation now, and we are starting with this image of yours holding OM1 Mark II with 52-200. So it's up to you now.
So first of all, I'm not a native speaker. I have no problem to communicate in English, but I'm freelance photographer for over 25 years, and I communicate in English quite fluently, but not native. So grammar can be sometimes up and down and so on. But
don't worry, who cares about the grammar?
Yeah. One thing I really love, and it's my passion, and it's my job, it's photography. And it's not just a way I shoot, it's a way I think, and as I act. I combine different views, and this one lens is a game changer from my point of view. These two, this is a big wide and small wide. It's 150 to 400 4.5, and new 50 to 100 2.8. And for me, they are absolutely comparable. It's very good to combine them together for a different assignment. And as we go through today, you will see, or people will see why. So first few shows are about the different setups I used as I play golf, or as I do trekking in some national parks in Slovakia, or in Madeira Island, Atlantic Ocean. So this is just an introduction about some shots with the camera and the lens. This is from Mexico. And we're gonna go through more detail about the shots, about the sequences, about the advantages, and so on. This is just the introduction. And it's quite a nice part about the alpine skiing. I used to shoot alpine skiing. I mean, from 2016, so it's 11 seasons.
Mhm.
So I can combine in very demanding environment how lenses from Canon or Sigma or Sony, how they behave, how they compare, and how are advantages of one another.
Martin, can you please go back one slide? There was this nice comparison. This one is it the 100 to 300 to 8, the Canon one, or is it the 400 fixed?
This one is 400 fixed,
Okay.
and so basically I've been shooting on Canon equipment, full frame, 1X series and 5D series since 2001, and so I know how is it about to shoot on full frame and what's the advantage and what's the coin and pros. So this one, it's a great lens. You don't want to hike with it as you shoot alpine skiing. You prefer to have one position, and maybe you can use, as you can see, there is a converter as well.
Yeah, right.
So you can combine with converters 1.4 or 2.0, as well as with new OM lens. So, but the important thing is that 2.8 is always 2.8. So it's bright, it's fast, and deliver what you need. It's the main difference between Micro Four Thirds and full frame is about the ability to shoot the more shallow depth of field on full frames in some scenarios. Let's say, what's the minimum focus distance of Canon lens, this one, 400?
Around 2 meters, 2.5, something around that.
Not sure. This one is written there. This one is about 3 meters minimum.
3 meters, gee.
Let's say Sigma 150 to 600, which is a nice lens. I guess it's f4. And minimum focus distance is 5 meters.
Yeah.
And you know pretty good how is minimum focus distance on the small wide. It's
this is one of the greatest advantages where I consider our telelenses as great, not only for shooting long distance subjects, but also for this, what we call telemacro, basically. Yeah, it's not really macro, but you are getting extremely beautiful, nice, detailed close-ups with our telelenses, basically all of them. But obviously, with this small wide, it's really amazing. Yeah.
If you really compare, let's say this one is comparable lens. You can compare the size, the weight, and the price, and the quality, and the depth of field. Okay, so this is gorgeous lens, the Canon 100, 300 to 8. Yeah. If you afford the price, it's about I guess 12,000 euro.
But Martin, that is the difference, right? I mean, major difference. First of all, you are getting only 100 to 300 to 8. So you are ending at 300, which is our 4150 to 8, right? But with our 50 to 200, you have got 100 millimeter more reach. So you are getting from 100 to 400. And the cost is not 12,000 euro. It's around 3,000 or something around that, right? So much cheaper, much cheaper, obviously.
All photographers, they know that. And that's the key issue between 40 to 150 to 8 and 50 to 200 is the additional 100 millimeters. Yes. It's big difference. If you have 300 or 400, it matters a lot. Absolutely. If you shoot anything, 300, 400 is key difference. But I don't say nothing wrong about the 100, 300 to 8 Canon lens. It's perfect. But I can deliver almost the same result if just some grain or some not perfect shot in quality, in highest ISO, I can really work in some kind of softwares that they can deliver better results, like AI, denoise software, and so on. So it's not key issue anymore, like for 2 years or so.
Right.
This is my son, Mate. He's working, helping me as an assistant, the second shooter, and especially in kind of events like this one, that really you have 1 or 2 gates to shoot sport shots, and then other photographers in the finish area. So I would like to introduce finally what we're gonna talk about, some different setups, some genres and locations. Can we go on?
Yes, so we start with golf. Maybe before we start, let's answer 2 questions. One question, there is more of them, obviously. We'll hopefully get to them during the presentation, maybe if not during, then after. The lens is stunning, Ian, and do you shoot at f2.8 or f4 in general on the bright lens?
Yeah, depends. I have ability to work with aperture, so that's why I work with it. But I in the past 25 years, I've been working with maybe 12 tele lenses, my own tele lenses. So I really can say that not all of them are pretty sharp at wide open, corner to corner.
Yeah.
This one got really no issue, no problem. I don't know how they did it, but it's nice, like setups, UD elements, and so on, so on. So the construction of the lens. So if I need 2.8, I should 2.8. I don't hesitate to use 2.8. Sometimes, like as I shoot portraits, I did a lot of portraits with the lens. You need to little close the aperture to f4 because it's too shallow, especially if you shoot under 1 meter distance to subject. So, okay.
So basically, that's clear that 2.8 is very, very sharp. I mean, it's a general information for all our pro lenses, which are bright. It doesn't really matter if on the 1.2 lenses, for example, the 17, 25, 45, if you shoot 1.2 or 1.4 or even 2.0 or something like that, it is pin sharp at the most open aperture already. So even this 52-200 is very, very sharp at 5200. At 50 millimeters and 2.8. One more question before we go on, Martin. Basically, the question is, which one do you prefer? 152-400, the big wide, or the small wide 52-200 with a converter? You said it both, right?
I use both, and I have different scenarios, and I am ambassador of all the lenses I own. So I take care about them, but I want to use it for a commercial output reasons. That means if I need to carry it, I prefer 50-200. That make a huge difference if you shoot like few hours without the monopod, and you shoot with 50-200 small wide, big wide, or you use something similar in full frame. That's a so huge difference that you can imagine shoot like a few hours, 5-10 hours of assignment, and what's the one of the key issue that I really love to work with it, that at the end of my work, I still love my work. I can deliver something extra. I can create in my mind. I can rotate. I can look around. I can be in the game. Doesn't matter in golf game or event or indoor event or so on. So my thought is that key issue is to know yourself, like what you like, what you shoot, and I know that 50-200 in some scenarios is definitely much better than big wide. And I know big wide is much better in some scenarios than 50-200. And you're going to see in this presentation. So let's go through.
They are basically matching a small brother and big brother, but I mean, you have to have both, right?
Yeah. You can ask guys if the small white and big white, it's better to speak like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, especially in English-speaking countries, I think they are even called small white, big white.
Okay, perfect.
While in Czech and Slovakia, we call them big Gandalf and small Gandalf. Because Gandalf the wizard, and so it has a story behind, but it's not really important now.
Okay,
we've got lots of images, Martin. So let's go on.
Okay, show must go on. So
Yes.
we go through different scenarios, architecture as a secondary shooting, some hiking, 3 days of national park, Velká Fatra. We do some indoor event, people, food, and so on. We're gonna create some image bank day and night for some highway service provider. We're gonna do some business portraits. We will travel. I love travel. So we will go to Madeira. It's Portugal island in Atlantic Ocean, and we're gonna go to Mexico. You see this one? I never saw this one. Can you see this one?
Oh, there's a mosquito, right? A tiny
I
one.
never saw this mosquito. Really. And we're gonna go through. Strange. Okay. So we will go to Mexico, and then we will shoot indoor music festival. Because basically, I got the lens from very beginning. It's I shoot in Osaka, and it was not ready yet. It was beginning of September.
Mm-hmm.
So I got it like in the mid-September till the presentation finished like mid-February. So it's like 4 or 5 months. Then the biggest part is about the sport. It's about alpine skiing. We're gonna do some pretty nice night event. The opening ceremony of Trencin 2026, the capital of culture, European capital. So you can switch off for a second. I'm gonna change the screen.
There we go.
Okay, so let's go. So let's go fishing.
Not fishing. Let's go golfing.
No.
Okay, show us some amazing stuff you have taken with us.
I shoot golf for 20 years, and I play it. I love it, and I try to have a different approach. Means to shoot with more details, shoot even wide shots. Even in this presentation, there will be only shots with this lens, so it's not my complete view. But why I love the lens, 2.8 is 2.8. It's working pretty nice in shadows and highlights, so the dynamic range is fine. You can capture important moment for sponsors, because you have reach 400, and still you don't missing some 100 medium tele lens. About the depth of field, I don't need more blurry background than this one. And nobody told me the last 5 years that I need more depth of field. So there's no issue. If you have 2.8, it's 2.8. If you need to shoot like ISO 200 at 1000 shutter speed, no problem, or 4000, no problem, depends. What I used to use it here is subject focus AI, so it's easy to shoot, and I use the silent shutter, electronic shutter, so I don't disturb players. And what a huge advantage, when I shoot with a big white, I can reach up to 1000 mils. So I can be pretty far away. I can shoot from 300 meters and still got a sense. About the weather sealing, I really don't care about weather sealing past. I'm ambassador of the brand since 2017. Before I got some weather cover, like rain cover on the Canon 300-8. But here I don't care. You need to care about the
front lens, basically, front lens.
Well, yeah, keep it out of the drops, and that's it.
Yeah, but basically, if you have the lens hood attached, right, then the water doesn't get in. So
this one we didn't talk about. Nice to work with
filters,
polarizing filter, so it's able, and it's fast. It's fast and quite solid build. Good. So let's go.
I don't like the word quite. It's really solid build.
That's one of the main difference if you compare to 400-150. This little part, because this one is not very perfect on 40-150.
Oh, you mean the lens hood? Yeah, the lens hood. Yeah, the lens itself is perfect. The 40-150, I've been using it for ages. But the lens hood, yeah, I mean, it has this special mechanism which works quite well until you break it. So, I mean, yeah, but there's a way around. There's actually a different type of lens hood already available. It's the one that we use on 100-400, and it's the same mechanism as you have just shown us. Yeah.
So this one it's pitch mark. It's a tool to repair some pitch marks when we shoot on greens, and it's like 6 centimeters long, and it's not shot for Titleist, but it's shot about the depth of field. Do I need more depth of field? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But when you shoot with Micro Four Thirds, the key issue is understand the lens. It's your tool, and the key issue is if you can get closer to subject, or you should shoot street life, or you shoot detail like this one. So if you can shoot around 1 meter, nobody never need more depth of field. Let's say if you work with a light lens, it's not heavyweight. You can shoot a lot of details. You can focus on something around you, and means you create story. You got wide shots and you got close-ups, telemacro, how you call it. So, and then it was my first commercial shooting with the lens, and then I realized something magic, that I'm able to shoot portraits. Like you are not able to shoot portraits with big wide, because in portrait you need to communicate with the subject. So there is some, it's around 1 meter, like 45, 1.2 or so. It's gorgeous, but you don't carry the portrait lens to golf event, but you have small wide. So I realized with the ability to shoot from close distance, and I was quite amazed with the result.
You can see their fingerprints actually on the finger.
Yeah,
quite dangerous, right?
Yeah. The man is Timo. He's a referee in the Slovak Golf Association, and let's say the next magic is that you as a creator got a chance to highlight to put something in your environment. Let's say the mushroom, but there is a lot of things like that all the season around, and keep it with a nice blurry background and so on. But back to portraits. It's a singer of popular band in Slovakia, Vidiek. His name is Jano Kuric, but not essential. the lens is unbelievable sharp, and is great. The portrait, it's not a portrait lens, but is the first in the quality of non-portrait lens with ability to shoot portraits, if you got me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not portrait specifically, but basically the focal length, the 50 millimeter, if you multiply it to 2, it's basically 100 millimeter, which is portrait focal length, right? So you can use it even as this regular focal length, but in this particular image, I think you have used more focal length, right? It's maybe, I don't know, how much is it? Is it...
This one is 111.
111, yeah. So basically, which is equivalent of... or is it the equivalent already?
No.
No, so it's 200,
like 220,
yeah, 222, yeah.
The important thing is that you got a tool which is lightweight, is 1 kilo of weight, and you can switch from sport photography at 400, let's say, to group shots. And you don't shoot group shots at 400, or you need to have another lens, another body, or you have the nice lens. Let's say you switch from super tele to tele. Then you shoot groups, okay. And it's different. Like, let's say if you shoot 100, it's close to shooting with let's say some iPhone or some smartphones, but the quality of images you really cannot compare, because these telephoto lenses on smartphones are not so bright, and you are not able to shoot with a nice background. You can like do it in processor, but so I can deliver it fast and professionally. That's the way they pay me for my job and so on. You can get moments because it's pretty fast. You can get some scenarios, and you can get some fun as well, or focus like first scene, the subject and background. You can play with it, and you still have fun. That's the clue. That's the issue. You don't work with a heavy lens from one position, but I'm moving a lot. So there are always some nice ladies or gentlemen or sportsmen. Some I know a lot, and some I know that they would like to have some nice portraits, and I deliver easy. I would like to make them happy. And this is another golf. It's in my home resort, Penati Golf Resort. It's western part of Slovakia. We are still in autumn. It's September, October. This is October. So again, portraits, a lot of details, really nice. You play around, you focus on moments, you focus on beauty. Okay. Young ladies usually are pretty, and they know how to
Martin,
behave.
I think these were the first images you have been actually shooting on the lens, right? The golf ones, because it was right after the launch. The lens was launched in when was it? October, I think.
Yeah. Usually, for me, the golf tournament season starts in April and finish in October. So this is what really end of the season. And I was really amazed that I'm not sure how the details are able to see for other people through the full HD or for stream, but I see it on a calibrated 4K graphic monitor, and it's amazing. So for the quality, I cannot imagine better, and so one thing which is quite nice is about to shoot the ability to shoot stacking, focus stacking.
Yeah, focus stacking for macro or close up in this case. Yeah.
Let's say this one is combined into the one shot in JPEG, is able to do in camera. Let's say this one is as well. So you really got extraordinary detail. Or handheld to higher shots. If there is a still shot, I used to shoot. It's a over better quality or some nice composition or lightning or so. I prefer to shoot handheld or tripod ready high resolution for 50 or 80 megapixels. This one was a mistake. I was focusing on Ferrari, but it happened. Right. It happened. I apologize.
We believe you, Martin. We believe you.
So it's end of season. It's a President Cup and a friendly environment. And I am in the shots, so it's not common. Then
Martin, sorry, before you go to architecture, I've got a question which is about golf. And that is, when somebody is doing the golf swing, what is your typical shutter speed on this to actually freeze it?
Depends. Usually you want to freeze it. Sometimes don't. But usually you want to freeze all the subjects. And the speed on the end of the club is much different. So it depends on your strategy. Sometimes you prefer to shoot on priority on shutter speed. Sometimes don't. Sometimes you shoot open wide. So it's 2.8, it's 2.8. And if it's 1 to 4,000 of seconds, okay. But the lowest, it depends. I shoot pro tournaments and I shoot junior tournaments and I shoot commercial tournaments. So it's a huge difference, about the speed of the club. And if you shoot professional and you shoot from tee or you shoot from the fairway. So 2,000, 1 to 2,000 is okay, or sometimes less, sometimes more. So because through architecture, I've been shooting some Airbnb, and usually you don't take telephoto lens to shoot Airbnb, but you want to shoot environment. You want to sell it. I'm commercial creator. I shoot visual communication for different subjects. Let's say this is the subject, and as I did some interior shots or exterior wide open with 8 to 25, 4 or some other lenses, I did some extra shots client doesn't expect, and I deliver it. And you can play, you want to see it as an architecture, as an architect, you want to sell it, you want to put it in some meaning. And then you sell it better. That's the issue. You play with a first 3 different scenarios: background, foreground, and the main. So then.
Sorry, I just have one question or a little problem here. For whatever reason, my mouse stopped working. I changed the batteries. It's not the battery, unfortunately, so it stopped. So go ahead, please. I'll just run to the 3rd floor for my another mouse, and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
But go ahead with your images.
Okay. So this one, these shots are about the hiking through National Park Velká Fatra is in the central part of Slovakia. And usually you don't carry telephoto lens to hike like this. And if you take a lens, bigger one, before I prefer to my 100 to 400 non-pro Olympus OM system, because we have ability to see quite far. It means like 800 mils. And but now I got new lens, and I tried it in a hike in 3 days, like really tough conditions, because it was some raining, some muddy, some snow. I tried to work with background, or this is focus stacking with some natural environment. And I played with it, and I realized that it's pretty unique for you if you are able to see some miracles or some details and wanna give it some highlight, so you are a creator. This is my son Matej, and he was helping me, and we enjoyed it together. And then if you are out there, the miracle happens, and this is one of it. Just regular sunset, but usually it's not perfect, like wide, like for 60 millimeters. It's perfect for like narrow field of view, but we are able to shoot with some high-res, and you are able to shoot with a handheld 1/5 to 1/10 of seconds. So means you got really powerful tool in your hand, and you can capture miracles.
Was it the previous picture? Was it entrance to heaven or rather hell? Because the colors looked quite hellish,
This was, I have no description for it, but
no description.
but for me this is a quite unique shot. It can be blow up to like over 100 centimeters or 150, and for a poster this one is worthy for a big print. So it's nice to have it in good resolution, in good quality. And basically I have a top smartphone available with a nice tele lens, and I did it as well to my smartphone. But you in a average conditions and tough conditions, you really cannot compare it. You can capture with a smartphone or some digital zoom, and on a screen on a phone you can see it as it's not bad, it's nice, and you capture it. That's the issue. But if you go for quality, it's not able to compare.
Of course
not possible. So then we going through the hike. The weather was getting better, and I do a lot of like image banks. So you want to create something that's meaningful, that's nice, that sells some, but it's not about the selling. This trip was about the hiking and about the enjoying the national park.
Nice.
So I don't know English name for the snake, but a small one. We didn't hurt him.
It's not actually a snake, right? We know it's not a snake. It's closer to these tiny lizards we've got here.
Lizard. It's kind of lizard, let's say.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with the portrait. I'm not like too selfish, but I like my portrait, especially my son did it. And again, the quality, it's pretty enough. Then you observe the nature. And as you see before, I got the Peak Design strap, and it's really easy to walk with this lens, which is telephoto lens. It's 400-8. You can walk with it and don't have an issue while working. You can use your sticks. Sticks, is it right?
Yes, walking sticks.
Walking.
There was a question also about the closest focusing distance, and I answered already in the chat. It's basically 78 centimeters. Imagine that you've got 78 centimeters and you are using 400 millimeter the focal length, so you are getting these detailed, amazing images.
I got something it's not a lot of details, but
let me make it slightly bigger. Yeah,
this is a nice explanation about the
depth of field.
That you can create really shallow depth of field at M4 system, Olympus or OMSYSTEM. But you need to understand that if you are able to get closer to subject, great. And you can take a really huge advantage if you can understand the system. And then the quality, nobody gonna talk about quality because you are the one who creates and using something extraordinary. There is a huge difference if you have a close distance 0.78 centimeters or 3 meters or 5 meters, as some telephoto lenses they do on the full frame. It's regular. It's a huge difference. If you shoot only far away, okay, but I can shoot far away, but I can shoot closer. Now that's the advantage. So always there is some magic happen and you can capture it because we have fast focus, and I used to travel light, but this is extra light. And some climbing the north part of Velká Fatra. There is a UNESCO site called Vlkolínec, some old buildings, some Slovak folk.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And then you come to parking and you can play different game with the same lens. You shoot the moon because you have got 2.8 at 400 and you are able to shoot handheld. It's without the tripod as well. So, but we continue.
Martin, before we continue again, it's actually a nice break that you have it separated into these genres. There's the very last question, actually, I find very interesting. There is Sheila who is still using Pentax K1 Mark II. I don't know if you remember or if you know this camera. It's basically a full frame DSLR camera. It's not mirrorless. As amazing as it was in the time it was launched, a long time ago, all the DSLRs basically in general are way behind mirrorless cameras today. Obviously, as Sheila is putting down, it is heavy. It is, first of all, it's extremely heavy. Secondly, I have been doing it here in Czech. Maybe I will plan to do it also in English sometime in the future. I do have this kind of presentation where I explain advantages of mirrorless cameras compared to DSLRs, because the mirror itself was inhibiting the camera to do so many features and so many functions which mirrorless cameras are actually capable of doing nowadays, that I mean, really, it's a whole list of features which DSLRs could not have, simply because of its technical structures. And now the mirrorless cameras have them. It's not only the subject detection, you know, where you don't really focus on things because the camera focuses itself on the subjects which are moving. It's about all these live ND features, about GND features, you know, graduated ND filters. It's about these high-res shots, which Martin was mentioning. You go, all these kind of features, or the focus stacking, you know, for macro. All these things now are available in mirrorless cameras. So, I mean, definitely, if you switch to any mirrorless camera, you will do a good thing, definitely, from this old DSLR. But the honest and true thing about OM1 Mark II, it is the only camera on the market at the moment which has them all. I mean, all these, let's say, let's call them computational features. All these computational features, some of them I have just mentioned, there are more of them, are all spread in different types of cameras of different types of brands, but only OM1 Mark II has them all in one particular body, and that is this OM1 Mark II, really. And Martin, you are using quite a lot of these features, you know, so you know all about it, right?
I don't know everything, but I know really a lot, and quite enough to pay my bills, yeah. and to make me happy and my friends and clients. So that's the issue. Yeah. Can we go on?
Yes, please. Sorry.
So we go to nice stuff, even indoor. Indoor is always challenging because it's a low light. In the winter season, there is a lot of indoor events. It's sport, it's business, conferences, so on. And sometimes it's you have limited options to get close to subjects, or there is some cultural part that you capture some artists or some speakers. And so I was really curious how this lens will behave in these scenarios, because while on assignment I used to shoot on two bodies, and one is for wide, one is for tele. And sometimes I shoot with a prime, sometimes I shoot with a zoom lens. And I know where I'm going to, or I have some briefing and so on. So this was starting in outdoor, because the shot is done from Bratislava Castle. And it's about the length, I'm not pretty sure, but it's about 1/6 of the second handheld.
1/6 of a second.
1/6. Usually I shoot, if I want to be pretty sure, it's 1/10. But if I'm keep my breath and stay still, so 1/5, even little more.
Yeah, this is yet another advantage, Martin. You know it. I guess you will confirm it. One of the advantages of this system, and that is the built-in image stabilization in the body itself, but also in this lens. And obviously, these two stabilization systems, they are synchronized. So, I mean, altogether, they will definitely let you shoot at the speeds that Martin was just mentioning, 1/5 of a second, 1/10 of a second, very easily. Even with the big wide, when I'm presenting this to people who don't believe me, that the stabilization is so powerful, I usually put 1/20th or even 1/10 of a second on the 800 millimeter. I mean, if you have a possibility to try it somewhere, at a show, at a photo show, or at a dealer, do so, and the stabilization is really amazing, and it works so well.
So just you have a lens which weight is 1 kilo, and what I realized through these months that I took. I'm taking my lens, my 50, my small wide, to the back. Even I don't consider it as a necessary or as a main lens, because I know it's useful and I'm gonna deliver something extra. And if not, it's 1 kilo. Yeah. It's not a deal.
You mean for this specific genre? Otherwise, for sports, obviously.
No, for different scenarios and for private projects as well.
Yes.
Let's say, but we are coming to indoor. This is some indoor event. You wanna shoot details, setup, portraits. You have limited light, so you need to shoot the high ISO, which is not problem. And again, beauty is all around. And this is hostess, and you're gonna do portraits. Okay, it's lovely, and you have options to work with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connection to your phone. Then you can deliver it to her, and so you make her happy. Fine, and it's different, much different than as you do it with the iPhone. But I love iPhone, but this is professional tool.
Actually, when I see all of those sharp portraits which you have been showing us today, I wonder, I have never done it. Maybe you have done it, but I'm definitely going to do it now when I'm thinking about it. And that is, I want to compare the 75mm 1.8 with the 75mm focal length on this 50-200 and compare these two lenses. Because I know 75, it's probably the sharpest lens we have ever created, together with the 300, right? But personally, I believe that this 50-200, as it's extremely sharp, that it will be roughly the same, maybe even the same sharpness, as the 75. So we will see. I want to do this test.
The main issue is to understand yourself. And about photography, what are you going to shoot? Where? I've been in New Delhi, and if you shoot street life with a 75 1.8, it's so lovely. And it's so small. I'm not going to shoot it with this lens.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. But you need to understand and have a tool. And this one tool is very general for different scenarios, as you see
Yes.
in this presentation. This is my friend Vera Vister. And so what's nice with this lens, you can shoot stories. You can shoot detail and bit wider, super detail and wide shot. If you want to focus for makeup, you can deliver. Or you shoot the different. It's key stuff to capture key moments. Let's say some prize giving, or some speeches, or some VIP guests, or something you don't want to see or capture, but you are fast enough to do it. This is the scenario that this is a medium telephoto. This it's about the sabrage, special kind of sabrage. You got the interpreter and you got detail. It's cut. So about creating story. But we go on. Creating image bank. For image bank, it's necessary to deliver professional quality, some creativity. If you work outdoor, you need to get your equipment need to be safe for any kind of situation, mud or freezing or raining. So I don't care about it because for me it's my business, but this is my specialization to create image banks, and this is the road I am capturing like since 2012 or so, 2 times per year, different seasons, and it's nice to have the ability to shoot 100 to 400. Sometimes you do some panning shots. Sometimes you capture different light conditions, some services they take care about. So nice. And
but with this one, Martin, you should explain that basically it is an assignment, right? You are not just shooting it for because you love roads, but it's an assignment from the road.
It's assignment for the brand. They taking care about the road. They did some like 30-year deal when they build it, and they need to care about it. So they need to show they're caring about it. And for me, it's to understand it. And then I can create different stuff. Let's say I can create some creative stuff with composite shots in camera. So
that is yet another feature which actually only OMSYSTEM cameras have, and that is the live composite mode for long time exposures, where things which are already lit up, like for example, let's say city at night, which there's many lights from the city, then it never blows the exposure. So you can take the picture of the city at night for 2-3 hours exposure, and it will, and the exposure will be perfect, So yeah, this is exactly the mode which only will find in the OMSYSTEM cameras, live composite mode.
So the live composite means first you capture what is inside the frame, like total, like everything for the selected shutter speed, and then second shot, it's just adding some light track, some light paint, some light movement, star trails, cars and so on. So doesn't overexpose the photo. So for me, it's gorgeous. It's just part of the game. But we continue to portraits. As I realize, I'm able to shoot nice portraits. Then I took to assignments to shooting portraits. I have 45 1.2, which is gorgeous for portraits. But I have two bodies. I can switch for like some scenarios that need to be lighted with some diffusers and so on, or some scenarios that I don't need to set up lights, or there is a windy. It's not possible, or so I need to be creative. And so you play with the portraits and you deliver something with in your mind. Let's say this is city portraits, or you switch to black and white mode, or you play with background or people, so on. So it's possible to shoot with the lens the professional done outdoor portraits. For indoor, definitely I'm going to use 45 1.2 or 75 1.8.
Martin, as you are at Business Portraits, let me ask you this question from Third Eye Pics. Do you exclusively shoot RAW? Do you always shoot RAW?
No.
When do you use JPEG then?
No, I have option to shoot RAW and I have option to shoot JPEG. Usually I shoot both.
Okay, yeah, both.
I have two cards, and one is for RAW and second is for JPEG. JPEG is created pretty nice. Like the output is very solid. It's very low grain and colors are better. So I have how many different settings in camera to set up my JPEG.
Okay.
About the white balance, about the contrast, about the curve, about the maybe 7-8 different settings, and that's enough for me to set up JPEG right. Let's say if you shoot sport for big agencies, they don't shoot in RAW, never. They go only JPEGs.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, but they want you to develop the JPEG. Oh, you mean they need it immediately, right? Okay.
They need to be fast.
Yes,
And I use the strategy if I want to deliver it fast. Some clients need it fast, or some people, or some more important people want to have it, or some nice girls or so want to have it faster. Okay, I have JPEG. Let's go. Bim, bim, Wi-Fi, phone, you have it. But I go home, I have RAW, and I play with RAW, and I work with it. So usually I shoot almost everything into the RAW, and usually I combine it with fast JPEGs. Then I erase all. I work with RAW. Okay. But when let's say my son, now I gave him my OM3, and he's playing with it. It's a pretty nice camera with some color profiles and black and white, and you can play with it pretty well. And it's up to you. If you want to use your emotion and mood for black and white, different kinds, you go for it. You don't care about RAW. You have it. You have time for some post-production, or don't care. If you don't care, go JPEG. Don't spend your time behind the computer. Shoot. Enjoy JPEG. There is no there is no one good answer. It's about you, your setup, your time, your specialization. Can we go on?
The good thing is that there is the option to shoot either JPEG or RAW or both. So basically, if you are not sure, always shoot both. And
let's say one nice thing. Sometimes when I trying to be in some artistic mode, I shoot for black and white JPEG and RAW. RAW is RAW always. And when you shoot in black and white JPEGs, you feel differently. You are more in contrast. You are able to see stuff around you, not in black and white, in your naked eye, but you focus more on contrast or emotion than colors. But you don't lose your ability to work with it by some your regular steps to get perfect post-producted JPEG in black and white.
Sure. Let's travel now with you.
Okay, this is most beautiful part of the presentation. And we start Madeira with the Alps, early morning flight from Vienna, Austria. And these are some Dolomites shooted from window with small white. So
Okay.
I was amazed. Then there are different shots from the island. If you have a telephoto lens, you got ability to shoot part of the reality. And it's your choice which part of reality you shoot. You have so many options. And you can create story because this is cow, okay, this is nice. This is Fanal Forest, very famous in Madeira. This is some diagonal object eye tracking situation, and then you have the same cow. But you understand the lens, and the shot looks same but different.
It's so cool how you've got three images, three totally different images, but all shot with one single lens.
Yeah.
Like a landscape shot, a sort of portrait shot, and then detailed shot.
Subject
Close.
and then close up.
Yeah. Nice.
And you just want to celebrate nature or beauty or your life or your clients. So it's up to you. But you got ability.
Sure.
Create story. And now we are in an AI era, and this is not for this. The topic is not for this presentation, but I studied really a lot, and it took marvelous steps. So many. Like the development is so high, but what's very essential is that we are the storytellers. We use the tools and we speaking the stories. If you got a tool that supports you, so let's go. Then you observe the low light, very unique, high humidity area, and you capture it as you like it.
Nice.
Yes.
Black and white. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's up to you. It's just a tool. Then I was because of some assignment of shooting some residencies or some houses and apartments. But I got extra time, and I've been shooting some natural shots, or I did some levadas. Levadas are trekking through water channels, 2,000 kilometers water channels in Madeira. So it's very unique. Can you tell me what shutter speed is this one?
Well, based on the water, which is blurred, I mean smudged a little bit, so this could be maybe, well, not a half a second. I would say 1/20th of a second, something around that.
Let's see.
Or you have used Live ND. So how would?
Of course.
1/30th of a second. Yeah, that was
for me. It's a common stuff. As I see waterfall or similar moving water, I always switch to ND, and I don't need to. I have ND filters, 72, 77, 62, but it's pretty easy to shoot electronic ND, or I guess it's only one camera in the market, the OM1 Mark II with a graduated ND. Can you explain it?
Well, there is also OM3 already, which has it. Basically, the regular ND obviously is something that covers the whole lens area or the image area. In this case, it's done via software, obviously. But graduated ND filter, it just covers part of the image, which usually is the sky, which is too bright, and you want to make it slightly darker. So that is why you turn on your software graduated ND filter directly in the camera, and you can actually lift the line between the dark part and the see-through part. You can actually move up and down, or even switch it or turn it around. So it's really an amazing stuff. basically you are replacing hardware pieces which you would normally have to buy and put in front of the lens. You are replacing these hardware pieces which you don't need anymore with this software functions. And this is, again, these are the features which could never be in DSLR cameras, even though they would be invented because of this mirror in the camera. You know.
How is the time?
We've got. We are talking. You are talking. No, You are talking for 1 hour and 10 minutes. So it's okay. It's okay.
It's all good. So let's continue. How is it in English? Peacock? Is it peacock?
I think so. Yes.
Peacock. So I'm not the bird specialist. There are some specialists. They do unique shots, but I'm. He's able to keep still like for a half a second, for a second. So how is this one? It's 1/80 of a second, okay? But for me, from 2 meters, I got very nice close-up. And composite, I can, with the zoom lens, I can do some composition I prefer. With a fixed lens like 75 or 300 is not possible.
Yes.
So the advantage of bright and zoom lens, tele lens. And this presentation is not about to show that I am the top photographer, but I'm really different kind of assignments. I shoot as a hobby, as a passion, and if you put it all together, even in winter season, some nice sets can be taken, and it's just an inspiration for other people, photographers, to create and capture their own world, to understand the system and use it, because it's not only for wildlifer, it's for travelers, it's for sport photographers, it's for so many different scenarios.
Yes. I mean, you probably all know, or many of you are either birders or wildlife photographers, you know, and this is what basically is sort of our internal profile, you know, because our company, we are an outdoor company, basically. We create cameras for all of you who are shooting outdoors, whatever genre it is, basically. But honestly to say, with these extremely bright lenses like 41-52-8, or even with this series of 1.2 lenses, and now especially with this 50-200 2.8, this is an amazing stuff for a professional sports photographer. Not only outdoors sports photographer, but imagine you would be shooting, I don't know, basketball or hockey or floorball or anything that happens indoor, you know. With the 2.8 50-200, you would be the king out of the photographers out there. So definitely this lens really has a multi-genre reach. So you don't need to limit yourself to outdoor only. Just take anything you want to with it, you know.
If you consider indoor sport, you need to work very fast. It's demanding environment. It's if you are close to the lines, you as a sports photographer, you capture as close as possible. You got 400. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You got autofocus, what is absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a limitation in high ISO. Okay. But for key shots, absolutely no problem. It took me like put the color grain out or some technical imperfections. It's not, shots are not very perfect, like ISO 6400 and higher. Denoise 100. I go take a coffee or after I use my Mac Pro, and after like 3 minutes, I got denoised 100 shots, and nobody never gonna see that it was done with some smaller sensor camera. That's so.
Yeah. I mean, especially today, we have talked about it quite a lot of times already. Like 1 or 2 years ago, basically, all the software companies like Adobe with Lightroom, Photoshop, DxO, you know, and all the others, they have started using AI for noise reduction and it's just so amazing. It just works. It keeps the picture perfectly sharp. You are not losing colors. You are getting details. So everything is there. So you don't even need to worry today about noise, about using high ISOs. Don't worry about it. Just use it, and then you will get the only thing, the picture just needs to be sharp. So it needs to be focused, which again, even if you are shooting moving subjects with AI subject detection on this camera, no problem at all. So it's really getting so much easier, compare the world like of DSLRs and mirrorless cameras with today's features and functions. It's like two totally different worlds.
So
sorry, Martin, go ahead with your pictures. I mean, I'm talking too much.
Yeah. When like this is macro world or close-up details, and as I've been second time in Madeira, and I exactly know that it's a special climate and some wet environment and so on. Then and I got 90 mils lens, and I took it there. So 90 mil macro lens, from my point of view, the best available for macro photography, and with a flash and diffuser. And I took as well my small wide, and I was curious, compare it, because I got specialized tool that is perfect. I know I'm not specializing in macro photography, but I got other lens that is able to shoot close-ups, telemacro. And you know what I realized is the answer is that from my point of view, the super tool, this one, I really love to shoot close-ups with it, because I've been experienced the same thing with 150 to 600, which got like closest focal focusing distance like 1.5 meters, and really in like 1,000 mils you can do amazing close-ups by super tele. And with this lens you can do the same, but you go 400 is just 3/4 of meter, and you got much blurred background. Amazing. And you are able to shoot focus stacking. And that means if you compare to a specialized macro lens, that if you do these two things, if you compare it, you got better results with a macro. Okay, much detail. But I prefer to shoot with this lens because it's small wide, because you are more efficient. You can get more targets. You can capture more, especially if there is a limited period of good light. Let's say you have half an hour of good light, and if you play with a flash and the lens and the diffuser, you can get pretty nice results for sure. But with this lens, it's more frequent, it's perfect quality, so why not?
As we said, it's not like macro. Like, for example, let me just switch for a second to an example. This is yet another of our ambassadors. This is the macro photography, where we are getting 1-to-1 magnification or even bigger magnifications. But, many of us do not shoot this type of detailed macro. Many of us, and this will be my case, for example, I would be shooting this sort of close-ups, So basically, again, you were there on a holiday and you wanted to capture not only like the major scenes like this one of the city, but also the details, and for that, even this 50-200 is amazing stuff, right?
So, and then we traveled to Mexico, road trip, 2 weeks, and it was in November, and so something like 2,500 kilometers from central states to Pacific coast. Not only cities and culture, but really dirty road, some people, some sculptures and so on. Again, for me, I got the ability to shoot details. I go for details, and I don't do it just. I got some reason. I'm preparing a set of books. It's they're gonna call Duo, and I'm collecting different stuff from the world. So many years, and there is very special meaning or scenario how to set up the book, and I need to collect unique, and details are perfect. So I'm capturing what I see. We're not gonna talk too much about the stuff like security and so on, but this was November, and later these guys, this is a public event. This is like National Guard, something like that. They got some cars for the fighting of terrorism or for fighting with cartels, and as now some weeks later, they killed some of the drug dealer and the drug boss and so on. It's very, for me as a photographer, it's a unique moment because you usually don't shoot police. It's dangerous. But I got these shots, and we can go through these guys fighting for the better Mexico now, I guess.
Right.
But again, we go to nature. Again, waterfall, ND.
Life ND, yeah.
These shots are done in Pico de Orizaba. It's the highest mountain in Mexico. It's 5,600 national park. But you can take a car and ride up to 4,000 meters. But then it's difficult to hike up there. But I'm a photographer. You shoot different views. Like what people do. Tell me, you are on a vacation. You want to do some photos. What do you do? You take your cell phone, and it's good enough for you. But for demanding people, for people who value their perspective, the lightweight camera is something I never leave at home. You understand me, yeah?
Yep.
And if you have a specialized lens, let's say a story, okay, you need one picture for a good story, but usually 2, 3, 4, and it's enough. So it's a road trip, isn't it? Then like nice big cactuses. Cactus is in English?
Well, actually, these ones, I think they're called organ pipes.
Okay.
Organ pipes.
Tell me what's this? Well, how we call this?
Well, that is a detail of it, right? That's the detail of the organ pipe.
And tell me about this.
What do you mean?
No, I mean that I'm observer, and I captured the detail. I was amazed. It's just so many details in the world, in the nature you can capture, and you can amaze your audience. Tell me your.
Was it on the 400 millimeter? I mean the maximum focal length.
So tell me how is the depth of field? How is the aperture?
The aperture.
Yes.
Well, the 2.8, right? I mean, you have opened it up.
Usually, you do open it up, and I don't know exactly.
And use the 400 millimeter or something around
check it
that.
out. It's f10.
It's f10. Really?
This is f10.
Well, then you must have been pretty close to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is far away. I'm very close, but it's a lot of details. So
nice.
You play with the system, and then you have like 1 to 2 seconds to capture nice portraits. And so maybe it's not like bloody perfect, but I don't care about it. It's not the business. it's a street, and it's perfect capture. It's about how the light is balanced.
Yeah, this one actually looks like there is a motion blur, so probably he has moved a little bit, and
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. But you capturing what goes around, and then it's about birding. I'm not specialist, but it's nice to get some nice photos of birds. Last week I've been in some travel presentations, and I visited two greatest Slovak birding photographers. I've been so amazed, and so on. But let's say these shots, we stopped for a lunch, and these shots have been made of floral. Have been made like for 10 minutes, just around the restaurant. And then I showed it to my friends. That what the hell? Where have you been? And just look around. Just look around.
Nice.
So, and then you got 1 kilo lens, and you capture the stories. Okay, it's a nice story in 2 shots. Okay, and life is, you're moving on. You are on a road trip, and you come into some nice places, and just you wanna show that your life is everybody's life is extraordinary, is unique. But as a photographer, you got the chance to show it.
As you are showing birds, quite a lot of birds. If you guys are interested in using the 50-200 for animals and birding especially, I will put a link to a YouTube we have done with a specific or specialized birder or wildlife photographer into the link, because he really specializes in wildlife. He's not as multi-genre as Martin, because Martin is really, I would call you a universal soldier, right? Because you are really universal in genres. But if you are interested in this one, so I'm putting the link right down into the chat. So later on, you can have a look at it, and there you will find use of 50-200 on specifically wildlife and birding photography. Good. Okie dokie. Please go on, Martin.
So you just walk around, and you can, okay, do not hesitate. Combine my smartphone and my telephoto lens together, and then there's no problem to mix it. But I want to have a long reach from very wide to very long, or very detailed. There are 3 worlds. It's wide, it's far, and it's narrow. This is narrow world, and this is, I think, it's a composite as well in camera.
Yeah, so good.
So we are still in Mexico. We are on the road from Mexico City through Oaxaca, Puebla to Pacific Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
These are some specialized drinks, but there is everything. Is while you travel, I traveled over 85 countries, and traveling for me is the most energizing, or I got most inspirations to my work or to my life from the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then you meet people again. Portraits.
Nice.
Yeah, I know I can blow it up to 120 centimeters with so many details, and it will shine. I know.
Honestly, I have to say that specifically for these travel portraits of people on the streets, I love the black and white more than the color photography.
Yeah.
But it's maybe just my feeling, you know. But I really love the black and white.
Now, as a creator, you need to understand that color matters or not. If they don't use it. If you want to use high emotional, okay, use it. But for me, it's perfect. But it's not about that I'm special. No, it's about to inspire other people, and traveling is so unique, is so precious. If you travel just with a smartphone, okay, but you don't capture the miracles. Then you are just observer, or you are, I say, just a monkey. Monkey see and shoot. But you have to understand, you have a tool, you can create. So now we coming to Pacific Ocean, very lovely place, anti-filter in camera. And again, some birding. How is this pelicano?
I think so. Pelican.
Pelicano
would be probably in Spanish, right?
Mexicano pelicano.
Or something like that, yeah.
And okay, I've been on the beach. Usually you don't go to beach with a telephoto lens, but you know that there is every time there is something unique. And while you can be creative, even in do some drinks or so. And this is quite nice subject, isn't it? As Mazunte. So
I mean, really, from all sorts of images, really, we can see all of them shot on 50-200 on one single lens. I mean, already from what we have seen until now, it is so extremely universal lens. I mean, really, from these close-up, from the animal, from birds, from basically people photography, from golf, which is sport photography. We'll still see winter sports, ladies and gentlemen. So wait for it, because to me, I think this is what Martin is also specializing in. I would even say you are the best in it, but you are very good at other genres as well. So yeah, amazing, nice.
So
nice.
Here is Mosquito. I never saw him before.
Yeah,
but really the how is the it's 4.5
aperture. Okay,
aperture, so a little closed. But if you are able to shoot from the ground, from the level of the ground, and so the lizard so you can with the screen, you can rotate your screen, and you can shoot from meter above or from the ground. So I like it. Don't see the world just from the level of your eyes.
Well, yeah, exactly. You mentioned the eyes. It should be the other way around. It should always be from the level of the eye of the subject that you are shooting. So if it's small end, you need to go with the camera all the way on the ground. If it's this iguana, or what is the name of it in English?
Iguana.
Again, you should be iguana. You should be shooting from the eye level, not yours eye level, but the subject eye level, obviously.
There are photographers that are organizing trips to shoot wildlife, different locations. Basically, I shoot my assignments, commercial stuff. I shoot my private projects, and I love travel. Sometimes there is some assignment for travel agency or for resort or so, but this is my passion. And so it's advantage if we can shoot something extraordinary. This is Monte Alban in Oaxaca, some cultural site. And then you move from exterior to interior, to museum. And there is a huge advantage of using 2.8 lens.
Yes.
Details. And you can shoot it basically with your Samsung smartphone. In your screen, it's gonna result almost the same. But if you wanna see it like this quality, so it's worth it to take a good lens with a good body. That's the answer. And then you go to action in the street, some dancing, some portraits. And just every country can offer something unique. And it's your ways, how you capture it. you are able to tell me what's the shutter speed.
Well, that is the Live ND again. I know, because I mean, I have been using the same on streets for years and years already, since we have Live ND.
1/3.
Yeah, because actually this Live ND feature, you have shown this to us in previous images on the waterfalls, which is the most common use of it. But Live ND can actually be used in the streets as well. So things that don't move, they are still and perfectly sharp, like the statue in the middle. But things that move, in this case, people, they will get this nice motion blur, you know, which is actually something that you might want to add to some of your images. And again, it's just you just switch something on in the camera, the feature which is called Live ND, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else.
You need to switch on your creativity, and now we are in era of AI. It's beginning to be very useful for different meanings. But again, if you are experienced photographer, you can do your prompt architecture much better. And it's different that you use your creativity in different fields. And AI is gorgeous. Like, these models are amazing. But if you are a photographer, you're capturing the stories, you live the stories, you don't sit behind the computer, and it's a huge difference. And we're gonna see the development a little later, because it's gonna blow up everywhere. Like at the end of this year, up to 90% of all stuff in social media will be created with AI or with some AI tools. So that's why.
Yeah, but honestly, Martin, I don't, as a person or as a photographer, I don't care. Because when I'm a photographer and I travel somewhere, I want to be there. I want to be on the place. If I am shooting birds, I want to do it physically, you know. I don't want to sit behind computer and tell the computer, hey, create an image with a bird in flight, you know, forest behind, stuff like that. No, I want to be there with my camera, with my lens. I want to live it, you know. So that is what's gonna, let's say, make difference between people who create images behind the computer and people who really live the images, you know.
I can really tell a lot of stories behind these shots, about the place, about the, let's say, the culture, and let's say the Christianity in Mexico, or this beautiful library on street life, street food, or Teotihuacan, and so it's about the stories. And but for the good stories, you need to have a nice equipment, nice tools, capture moments, because life is about changes. And if you can capture changes if you are fast and you are not too heavy loaded, then you are killing yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
So just capturing nice moments around, and so on. Then you come into killing. This is about the killing scenes, killing scenario. So I capture these B-52s or B-2s, strategic bomber. I like this shot.
Oh gee. Poor fish. But it's life, right?
It's life.
It's nature. It's nature. Yeah, it's nature.
It's nature, but in nature there is nothing like wrong or bad or good.
Sure.
There is, it's life.
Yeah.
And you can observe the light, and eyes to eyes, simple as that. And then I love to play around, and this was like Mariposario, where butterflies been in Mexico City. Again, it's not a wildlife, like kind of it, but I don't care. I capture what matters. These are like in captivity, of course, in Mexico City zoo garden. They are not happy because they are not alive. But you can capture they are alive, but not, you know what I mean?
They aren't free. They aren't free, obviously.
Not free. It's nice to capture animals, beautiful animals. They are not happy. Okay. Maybe in April we go to Congo and guess what lens I'm gonna take. So we'll see.
5200. Martin, I just want to remind you that we are sort of running out of time, and I still want you to show us the skiing, because the skiing I love most, you know.
Okay. So I'm speeding up. This is about the indoor concerts in high altitude, like 1,500 meters. So again, some capturing moments, like a lot of snow in the mountains, and then you go switching to black and white. So for some kind of reasons, it's unique. And so again, if you don't have a lot of place, like to shoot artists, there are visitors. You got 400 to 8. It's a game changer.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. Then I was asked to shoot some food. I took my 45-1.2 with some flashes, diffusers, and so on. And but I try to little close the aperture and finding, if you have 100 to 400, you can play. You can try to find some nice views to sell colors.
Nice.
You're not hungry, I guess.
I am getting hungry. Once you start showing meat images or food images, you know, I always get hungry. So please don't put them in the presentation.
Okay. It was the last one. And now we go to alpine skiing, as you wish.
Yeah, nice.
It was done, I shoot it for 11 seasons, and Ladies World Cup, alpine skiing, technical, means slalom and giant slalom. And before I did some personal as a photographer for Petra Vlhova, for Veronika Zuzulova, and now for Martina Dubovska, for sponsors, for teams.
Yeah, we have to say that these are the three, probably the best Slovakian women's skiers, right?
Yeah. In history, some Olympic winners and so on. But it's not about it's about the lens. And as you do skiing, there are mountains, there are some moments, and there are action. And it's highly demanding sport for ladies because it's so technical. It's ice down there. You need to have crampons. You need to be accredited for the race, and you need to have skills to shoot it there. So for the capturing these moments, you work with high ISO. Usually, 2.8 is very appreciable. Mm-hmm. And this shot, let's say I've been shooting from the not from the still position, but from the lanovka, from the lift. So, and when you shoot giant slalom, it's a different way than shoot slalom. It's more technical. Sometimes you want to try to find some unique perspectives. Sometimes you shoot. This is American hero Mikaela Shiffrin. She won this season again the small globe for slalom, and she won the gold Olympic medal for USA. And Swiss.
Martin, tell us, please, technical setup of your camera for this. I mean, what sort of speed usually you use? Aperture you have set already. And also, if you use the AI subject detection for people, or how is your setup?
There is no similar setup because there are the different courses. It's usually they are north oriented, so it's less light. But usually, common settings are focus tracking for subject, for people, for head, for eyes. Usually it's a high sequence in silent shutter speed, electronical. It means usually 50 frames per second. Some lenses support just 25.
Okay.
Sometimes it's mechanical. It's like, I don't know, 12 or something like that, frames per second. Sometimes there are some scenarios that you shoot manual focus for one gate, 120 frames per second. You need to decide. And I go basically, you want to capture or you pick up the 2 or 3 or 1 gate, and you need to be very sure that focus is very fast, that you want eye contact. If you got eye contact, it's advantage. If you want to get the sponsors, it's better. It's not necessary. You can get a nice shot from side view or from behind, but this is most common. You can try some panning shots. It's so difficult to shoot panning because it's not sure, and you have like one chance to shoot the lady.
Yeah.
This is my son. He's helping me. He's 16, and he got a big wide from the very strange position, but he created pretty unique shots. Nobody got shots like him from the day. And again, portrait.
Nice.
Yes.
I mean, the lens is just so sharp. Every single time I see more images from this lens, I'm always amazed.
And you go. And now we're like very challenging situation. This is Flachau. Flachau is the best venue for alpine skiing in the ladies category. It's night race, and the light is very limited. Before, I've been using 300 f4 or 40 to 150 to 8, and a big wide was not doesn't shine here. You know what I mean? Because you need to have a bright lens. So 2.8 is perfect. Even you can see some grain, but it's night shot. It's okay. I pick up very nice position, and it's about capturing the details, about the style, about the geometry, and you see it's crazy how they ski. It's crazy, and if you stay there with your shoes, you will not survive maybe because it's ice, and it's really ice. You need to be very skilled skier to and you can imagine like how Olympic champion is riding, how others are riding. Like Sarah Hector from Sweden she's perfect. Melard or Zrinka Lutic from Croatia. She doesn't have a good season, but last season she won the very nice small, let's say, overall winner for slalom. And then we go again, another race. I did it in Slovenia, in Austria, sometimes in Czech Republic or in Slovakia. And so it's perfect if you have 400 instead of 300. Perfect if you have a zoom, because you can capture ladies passing by, like closer to you, and then you have like twice or triple distance to capture the technical gates. And
so the speed, basically, I don't think, or maybe I forgot it, but what speed do you usually use? Like 1/2000 of a second or something around that?
Usually around like 1/2000. Yes, this is 1000. Like 1600.
Okay.
This is 1200. This is let's say the night shots is 1600. So 32 for this
These are the panning shots. Yeah, that's different. You need to
200.
You need to use longer exposure.
Yeah.
Time.
So we continue with this was a nice strange position. Nobody got shots like this because it's strange. But I got a super tool, 300 to 1000. So I can create crazy stuff, easy. And then shit happen, problem. And you got sequence and nice focus. This is the try how is it focused? It's focused. And you got
what was the speed? No, not the shutter speed, but what was the sequential shooting here? Was it like 25 or 50 frames per second?
I think 50.
50 in this case, okay.
Now, let's say, and she finished just beside me. If I don't have this lens, if I have just a tele lens, I'm not able to capture this moment. But I go to 100 and then I get it. You see the face.
Oh, she wasn't happy.
Yeah, but it happened, and you like life happened, and she got a nice curve, and she been finished, like she was healthy after all. And then you go to finish area again.
Nice.
You capture something strange. You play. When you play, you screw up sometimes. You don't. If you want to do creative photography, you don't go for 100% sure results. You need to screw up. If you don't screw up, you don't grow up.
Sure. Nice.
Yeah. But you can imagine if you are here with a big white. Usually here I'm with a big white, but my son got a big white, and you can imagine the details. But this is just pure small white. Camille Rust. She's gonna be perfect. She's already perfect. This is Austrian Semmering. Sometimes there is some winners, some occasional winners like Lara Conturi. She representing Albania. This is shot of my son. Some shot of this selection is done by my son. He's 16 years old. And he gave her the shots and to general manager, and this one, they've been happy. Again, portraits.
Tell me, speaking about 50 to 200 in skiing photography, for example, that we are just seeing, do you also use it in the combination with the MC14 teleconverter? Yeah, you do. So some shots have been with the converter, some were without it.
Very few. But I use it. So it's like middle way. If you have a small white, but you need a longer reach, you go 1.4. It's great. And you have big white, and you can combine it with 1.4 or 1.25.
Get the built-in converter. Yeah. Nice.
Then you have a superhero. Again. If you can, in general, if you have working with telephoto lens and you got ability to shoot small portion of reality, there's so many options, and your brain can evaluate like what is worthy for capturing, and you are light enough and fast enough to capture it. This moment lasts maybe 1 second. If you have a monopod, you are dead. So in demanding environment, let's say you want to capture something like different way. Okay, you use ND and you got something different, movement of flex. It's in Austria. Time, like shutter speed is 120. Okay. Again, some moments we are in the finish area, celebration, happy ladies, and again some finish area. So many photographers now shooting here, and heroes and so on. And we have only one word to finish.
Before you go, there is this interesting question which I honestly don't know the answer to. Obviously, I know you have not been shooting Olympic Games because you have been shooting this alpine skiing. But do you know if there is any OM System ambassador who was shooting Olympics, Winter Olympics?
I don't know. I don't know. But I know from my colleagues that it was so difficult to get accreditation. So usually it's so specific kind of event, Olympic Games, that just photographers from big agencies are allowed to shoot. Because the demand is high and they're working so fast. They're working in teams. It's a big business and it's a very high prestige. It's once in 4 years. So I prefer to shoot as a freelancer. The clients can hire me for job, and I don't work for one employer. So that's why the ability to shoot Olympic Games is limited. Yeah. But usually, I never saw capturing even the alpine skiing with maybe once with OM system, but I know it's perfect. It's not for special scenarios. If you shoot like one gate, you stay there for 30, 40, 50 ladies, and you shoot one or two gates for one position. So you need full frame, fixed lens, and you go for it. Okay. But there are so many different scenarios, you can create unique stuff, and you can get almost the same result as well. But you can do so more.
Sure. Okay. Let's switch to the last genre, or if we can call it genre. It's just special event which is happening this year in Slovakia, right?
Right. The once a year, in the European community, there is a European City of Culture announced, and this year it is Trenčín. It's a city of middle part of Western Slovakia. And I captured assignment for my client, a light show with the lasers. They are quite huge in the meaning of like world competitors. They produce it and they do the light show as well. So again, I'm using from very wide to super tele, but for this presentation, I used only small wide to show for this occasion. It was opening weekend, some event. I got perfect position, and you got the ability to shoot something different than people usually care. Because for night event, for laser show, usually a normal photographer is gonna take like 24 to 70 to 8. You're done, and you capture it good, and I got it as well. But I got something extra with no extra weight, like 1 kilo is nothing. And you got. I know how they work, so it was like mapping. It was different colors. This is castle, medieval castle, Trenčín, and these are details. Okay, I can do details. But the next day, I've been those 2 days assignment, and let's say these guys been lighting Burj Al Arab or Burj Khalifa, the highest building in Dubai.
Okay.
In the New Year celebration, these guys.
Nice.
This is Slovak singer Jana Kirchner, unique talent, and this is from far away. And you can imagine how these beams, the laser beams, are so strong. And this one is the strongest in the world, the small green. It's 1,000 watts. And I got phone to laser designer, so he did what I wanted to do. So I was really.
Martin, for this particular image, have you used Live ND for this one as well? Because the lasers are sort of blurred, or is it just their projection?
1/5 on tripod.
Okay. Because it's so cool. I mean, I love it as it's sort of blurry, you know, the light.
Depends. Like depends what you want.
Yeah.
And if you can manage the lights, because it's a creativity. There is no scheme. Like you need to create your own. You need to understand, and if you can manage the light, it's perfect.
Nice.
So, and of course, the client, he love it, and that's what's my job.
Sure. Lovely images, really.
Lovely.
Flying drones, I guess.
Lovely, yeah, flying drones. So our political leaders are sometimes not in the best conditions, and this is not about politics, but we belong to Europe, and we are proud to be in Europe with all the values and so on. And we are finishing the presentation, and I would like to thank you.
Thank you, Martin, but I will not let you go because you've got a couple of questions to answer. Let me start. I mark them. So, well, one of them is also for me. It's not a technical question. Can we please do this live streams on Friday? We cannot, honestly, because Martin usually is somewhere skiing in the mountains already Friday afternoon. So basically, or somewhere at work, so am I. So this stays on YouTube, so you don't need to worry. It doesn't really matter when it's done. It can be Monday to Friday, even weekends, because it stays on YouTube, so you can watch it anytime later. So it's just the answer to this question. Then another one, and that is somebody has the little white, best lens I have used. That changes tomorrow when big white is delivered. So Michael Anderson, I mean, again, congrats. I mean, you will love both of these lenses for sure. Another question. Well, this was not a question. This is a question finally. When shooting sport photography, is there a particular function that you assign on the LFN button on the lens, or you just leave it as it is? You don't. Okay. Then there are a few more. And that regards filters. Do you use protection filters on your white lenses?
Before I did for all the lenses. Now I don't do it.
There is one recommendation from my side, from what I hear from many other photographers and even ambassadors and other professionals, and that is if you are gonna buy one. I mean, there's nothing against just regular protection filters, but there are there are lots of differences between the types and brands, and obviously price matters a lot as well. So just if you want to buy one, take the lens with the camera, bring it to your store, take a couple of images, take it home first. I mean, the images, take them home first, and obviously do some shots with and without a filter and compare them, because it happened quite a couple of times already that some of these, no name or let's say low-end protection filters, they simply are making the lens unsharp. So if you really want to have this extremely sharp lens, this is something we have been talking about for the whole 2 hours today, that is extremely sharp. If you want to keep the sharpness, then you need to be very careful about choosing the proper filter. So that's my answer to this. Also, Martin, when shooting golf, do you use auto ISO or do you set up specific ISO level? Yes.
I want to get back. Let's say for a big white, I have a protection. There is a filter.
Okay.
For a small white, I don't have, and it's a kind of protection as well. It's a kind of some part of light are included in the shot, and so it's a kind of protection. But So, and for the new question is,
yeah, that was the ISO. If you use auto ISO,
it's up to you. Auto ISO is an extra feature you can use if you know about the scenario you shoot, about the shutter speed you need, about the ability of lens you have. Then go auto ISO. Easy.
well, and you, what about you? Do you use auto ISO?
I don't shoot. I go for manual or aperture priority mostly because I
Okay.
know how is the light during the day. I know the lens and I know the I'm picking up subject and background, and so I'm playing around. And especially on golf tournaments, I think I working very hard because I'm using every second, especially if you do cover pro tournaments or better tournaments. You have limited options. They play long range balls, and you wanna keep your security as well. But that's if I'm able to shoot 1,000 or 400 or so, that's increasing my security. And can you evaluate your security? So it's important to shoot from little far away.
Far away. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Another question about the strap. It has nothing to do with the cameras, but what strap are you using for carrying the camera with 50-200? Is it Peak Design? I think you are using Peak Designs, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got Peak Design, two kinds, but for if I shoot two bodies, I got Black Rapid. So two bodies, different lenses, and I use
Okay.
it over 10 years. So Black Rapid double strap.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Then also this actually question appeared when you were showing some images from Mexico. I think it was some landscape shots. You used polarizing filter for landscape shots.
I've been using polarizing filter for 8-25, but I didn't show it here. So for small white, I didn't use polarizing filter on presented shots.
Okay. And I think that this is just about it, Martin. A couple of thank yous from people. So basically, Martin, I thank you as well. I thank you a lot because I mean, this was, I didn't count the images, but I think we have seen around maybe 300 or maybe even 400 images, something around that.
Between.
In between that, yeah. So we have seen today, ladies and gentlemen, lots of images, every single one of them. If you just go through them on some fast speed on YouTube, later on when you can play it back again, you will see that all these couple of hundreds of images were so much different from each other. From animals, wildlife, birding, street photography, the reportage photography, basically sports photography, from golf, going up all the way to skiing, portraits, lots of amazing portraits, which Martin has shot, some cityscapes, some landscapes. I mean, we have seen just about everything. Well, we didn't see macro 1:1 because 50-200 simply is not capable of shooting macro 1:1. If you want to do that, then buy either 30, 60 or 90 millimeter macro lens. That's totally different topic. But we have even seen landscapes, and this is something that amazes me, for example, because I've seen many photographers and even done a couple of streams with them who are landscape dedicated photographers. But they are not only shooting with wide-angle lenses, which was like my first impression ages ago, when I still didn't know. But they are using wide-angle lenses, but they are also using tele-lenses for taking, let's say, some crops from the landscape, from the scenery, So this 50-200, as we have seen today, can also be used for landscape photography and many other genres. Martin, tell me.
Yeah, about the landscape photography, I didn't show the panoramas. If you use telelens like this one, a superb quality handheld stabilization 7 stops, I guess, and you use like 3, 4, or 5 panorama shots. You put it together, the result will be amazing. And it's about creativity. It's just a tool, and no camera and no lens is perfect. And it's about you to show your personality, your passion. And I'm sure there is, in every one of you watching, there is something special. And maybe you just some extra tool, you can create some unique stuff. This is unique lens. This is maybe my most favorite now, the OM lens.
After 75-1.8. No, just kidding.
Depends.
Yeah, it depends on the genre. Martin, thanks again. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. And if you didn't have a chance to watch it for all 2 hours, just, you can replay it anytime on our YouTube channel. And there are many other videos planned in the near future. Obviously, also there are quite a lot of videos, already in which happened in the past. So you can just go through, and find some interesting videos which we have done in the past. So thank you again, and I wish you all good light. This is, again, as I said last time, this is what we wish here in Czech and Slovakia to all photographers, to have a good light. So have a nice day, and bye-bye. Cheers. Martin, bye.
Thank you. I would like to welcome all of you to visit my profile at Instagram, Photo Martini, and there are some fresh stories. And I'll be happy to follow you or question or answer your questions, because I really trying to help other people to open up their minds as well. So enjoy, have a good night.
And motivate them. Thank you, Martin. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.